my Wolf Pack, and welcome to the TBL Week 10 Team Builder of Season 6. This is going to be the last team builder for the TBL this season. Obviously, I told you I was eliminated from playoffs a couple of weeks ago. Basically, I have not had an amazing season. There's been a lot of competition, especially in my division. There's been a lot of really good battlers, and my camera is a little bit high there. There we go. That should hopefully be a little bit better. So, yes, this week we are versing the Charlotte Honchkrows versus Charlotte Honchkrows, coached by Quincy Adams. And yeah, I am scared, to say the least. This team is disgusting. You'll also notice this is the same team that we versed week 1 with just a couple of modifications. That's because we had Slick originally with the Tiptown Timbers, but unfortunately, he had to drop, so we're versing the Charlotte Honchkrows this week, which is really nice to kind of round off the season as we started. Hopefully, this one's not going to end in a 6-0. I know how it ends. Because I'm recording this in after I've had the battle, which is the first time I've done this season, and last time I did it almost every time. So, you know, I'm getting better. I'm getting better gradually. But yeah, his team. A Shifu single strike, that's the dark one. So dark fighting. Alola Ninetales, Aurora Veil setter, also a really hard hitter. Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is just annoying in general. Noivern, fast, strong dragon type Pokemon. Lurantis is a rapid spinner. I definitely have the opportunity to set up rocks here, and rocks can hit his team relatively hard. So definitely Lurantis. I think Lurantis is a rapid spinner. I'm pretty sure Lurantis is a rapid spinner. If it's not, then I am just wrong. But obviously that's a grass type, it hits my Rotom Wash. Turtonator, which is just a scary, bulky Pokemon. It can Shell Smash, which is really scary on it. Aegislash, as people have corrected me, is Aegislash. Aegislash is, again, a very scary Pokemon. Under certain scenarios, it could definitely cause me some issues. Especially if it starts setting up. This could definitely sweep my team. I realise I haven't really got too many good counters for Aegislash. Cresselia, which is just a bulky, annoying thing that will moonlight and just live everything. I don't think I have anything that can take it out in one hit. I don't have any move that can take it out in one hit. My best counter for it probably is Spiritomb, but likelihood is that the Crest holds Toxic. So Excadrill is also a really good counter for it. Arctozolt is obviously really going to be helped by the Nidoqueen there. Yeah, it's not affected too much by Excadrill. So yeah, Drill kind of puts a little bit of a stomp on it, although I think it has Earthquake, so you know, that can hit me hard. And Wigglytuff, I don't see the Wigglytuff coming. I don't see the Lurantis coming. I don't see Turtonator coming. But I could see any of the others coming. That's kind of my thought process there. But Wigglytuff, I think, is my definitely not, or at least almost definitely not coming. With regards to my team is has had 20 minutes of prep. Well, no, a little bit more than 20 minutes. I took about half an hour to prep. I have not had time this week. I've been really busy. But you know, I've come up with a team that I think definitely works. A lot of the team is quite similar to my original team that I ran in week 1, just with modifications and just like a little bit more capable in some respects. So, Excadrill running a Choice Scarf this week. I did consider going for Rapid Spin, but I thought Choice Scarf just allows me to switch in, it allows me to hit things hard. Typically, like an EQ is just going to hit everything except the Noivern there, and with Mold Breaker it's going to hit the Crest also, so I'm quite free just to click EQ when I come in. Mold Breaker is my ability, is specifically there for the Crest with the Levitate. We've got Earthquake, as I said, powerful stab, ground type move. It hits the Nidoqueen for super effective damage. It hits the Arctozolt for super effective damage. It hits the Aegislash for super effective damage. It does like 60% to the Ninetales. It does like 50% to a Shifu, I think. So yeah, like obviously that's a big help for me. Iron Head, which is a strong steel type move. Again, the Alolan Ninetales, it flat out takes it out. The Alolan Ninetales does not stay in against the Excadrill. It hits relatively hard on what else does it hit hard on? On the Wigglytuff, obviously. It'll hit hard on the Arctozolt as well. It'll probably hit quite hard on the Cresselia also. So there's lots of Pokemon I can hit here as well. Lurantis does not want to take an Iron Head. We've got Rock Slide, which is mostly there for the Noivern because Earthquake obviously is not going to hit. The Noivern is probably the predictable switch here, so Rock Slide is definitely a really good option to go for. It's pretty good. I think it does more than 50% damage to the Noivern, so that's quite nice. And then Brick Break is there purely for... So the only reason it's there for is to get rid of any Aurora Veils, because honestly, Aurora Veil is a very scary thing. You see in low line tails, you immediately think this thing's going to have Aurora Veil, this thing's going to be a problem. EVs, I have got max attack, 162 in speed, obviously with my choice scarf that allows me to outspeed the Noivern, so specifically outspeeding Noivern there. I'm not worried about anything being scarfed. The only thing that I think could possibly be scarfed is the Urshifu, and if the Urshifu is scarfed, obviously I wouldn't outspeed regardless because it's base 97 on base 88. So yeah, we've got base 94 in HP there. Not base 94, we've got 94 EVs in HP. Hopefully it'll mean I'll be able to live a couple of hits from some different Pokemon there, which would be really, really nice, honestly. We've then got Rapidash. Rapidash is really, really good in this matchup, honestly. Obviously, it hits the Ninetales, it hits the Arctozolt with its stab, it hits the Lurantis, it hits the Aegislash with its stab as well. It gets Play Rough, which obviously hits the Noivern really hard. It hits the Urshifu really... I think it just flat out takes out Urshifu from what my calcs were. And then High Horsepower, it hits also the Aegislash if that wants to come in for any reason. It probably doesn't, but you know, if it does. And it also hits the Arctozolt as well if I don't go for Flare Blitz, or if I don't want the health reduction there. And it hits the Nidoqueen, and there's one more Pokemon I think it hits the Turtwig. So I have really, really good coverage on Rapidash here. We also have Morning Sun to allow us to heal ourselves up, because honestly I think at some points we are going to have to heal. So Morning Sun there, definitely a really, really good move option to use. Flash Fire in case of the Turtwig, you go for a fire type attack, or any Pokemon go for a fire type attack. Like if I'm an Excadrill, there's a Noivern in front of me, and you know, I'm a bit concerned I haven't got the ability to take it out in one hit. I'd probably switch into Rapidash expecting a Flamethrower. At least that's my kind of thought process there. So Rapidash is probably a pretty good switch in on any predicted fire type moves. Yeah, so Flash Fire. Expert Belt just gives me that little bit extra power output, which would be really, really nice, really helpful on certain things, just giving a little bit more damage, 1.2 times. But definitely just gave me that little bit extra to be able to really, really take things out. EVs, I'm EV'd specifically to outspeed a max speed Urshifu that's not scarfed. So I'm specifically outspeeding Urshifu here. And then the investment just went into HP because honestly Rapidash is really frail, and it might live a hit that's not super powerful, like a priority hit. Like a +2 Aegislash with Shadow Sneak I don't think would take me out straight away. So having those EVs there would definitely just give me a little bit more of a boost, essentially. Moving on to Rotom Wash. Now Rotom Wash is actually relatively okay in this matchup. It has Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp, Volt Switch and Defog there. So Hydro Pump, it'll hit, don't know what it hits. It hits Nidoqueen for super effective damage, that's one thing, because obviously Nidoqueen doesn't get Mold Break or anything, so it would have to run some kind of Electric type attack. I don't think Nidoqueen gets any Grass type, so this is a really good one-on-one with Nidoqueen. A load of Ninetales, Freeze Dry is probably going to come, like that's always something I need to be prepared for. Urshifu, honestly, I want to Will-O-Wisp this. I want to burn this thing. Like, I need to burn this thing. I've got Defog on here to get rid of any Aurora Veils or any rocks if he tries to set them up. I think Turtonator definitely gets access to rocks. I feel like Wigglytuff potentially gets access to rocks. I'm not 100% sure. Nidoqueen gets access to rocks, so obviously Stealth Rocks are an option. So defogging them could definitely be really, really good for me as an option there. We have got the Volt Switch there just for that pivot ability. I think that's definitely going to be really handy. But yeah, the Will-O-Wisp is 100% going to be handy here. It hits the Urshifu, making it much less viable. We've got the Aegislash. If that's burnt, that's going to have some problems. We've got Arctozolt as well. If I burn that, that's going to have a lot of problems unless it's mixed. Lurantis is normally run physically, so burning that as well. Nidoqueen, possibly getting the burn on that could definitely be helpful, because that can be physical or it can be special. So yeah, definitely Rotom Wash is going to come in handy in this matchup. I think it probably is my lead because it's the only switch that I've got. I haven't got any rocks or anything, so it does allow me to switch out into another Pokemon there. Moving on to Spiritomb. Spiritomb obviously didn't come in the original matchup. Spiritomb is my defensively bulky Pokemon. It can live one hit from a Urshifu. My thought process is I let something go down to the Urshifu. I have Spiritomb come in. I use the Will-O-Wisp to burn it. And from my calcs, if it's not banded, I can live a Wicked Blow, get that burn off, and then I can live a second Wicked Blow and go for Pink Slip. So that's my thought process there with that. So Will-O-Wisp definitely going to be handy for the Urshifu, and again, like all those Pokemon I listed off with Rotom Wash. Shadow Ball is really good here because it hits the Aegislash. I have coverage for it, and honestly, unless the Aegislash is set up, like multiple, well, it's set up possibly even one time, but if it's like sub, for example, I've got Shadow Ball with Infiltrator, so it'll go behind that sub, so it's going to be less of a problem. There, we've got Icy Wind for the Noivern and the Lurantis, which is just going to be helpful in getting some damage. Also, lowering speed on Pokemon. If there's anything that I'm really concerned about the speed tier of it, I definitely can just use Icy Wind just to slow it down, so that's a second option. With the Icy Wind, Pain Split, as I said, health recovery. With the Urshifu, it's like kind of a very specific tech that I can deal with there. HP and max defense. Obviously to live as many hits as I can from the physical side. I can still live from the special side. Obviously I've got really nice natural special defense, so definitely going to be able to live a couple of hits on a special side if it is like a Shadow Ball, Aegislash, or Aegislash, sorry. if it's Shadow Ball, Aegislash, or if like Wigglytuff comes, because Wigglytuff, if I've not got like Dark Pulse instead of Shadow Ball, I can definitely 1v1 on the Spiritomb there, and like, it can probably get some coverage. I think it's Fairy type, so obviously it gets coverage. So yeah, that's a problem for me if the Wigglytuff comes. If the Ninetales come, obviously Ninetales comes 100%. Ninetales is a problem. 100%. I did consider going for Burning Jealousy for the Ninetales, but it didn't do enough damage, and I just couldn't justify there being a Moonblast situation. And obviously I would just straight go down, so there was no point in going for the Burning Jealousy. I think a Lone Ninetales potentially gets Nasty Plot. I know Ninetales does, but I don't know about Lone Ninetales. If it does get Nasty Plot, then obviously Burning Jealousy would have been a really good option, but if it does get Nasty Plot, it's very rarely run as a Nasty Plot set. It's run as Aurora Veil, defensive, or it's run as just an offensive, potentially choice specs Mon. We've got Alcremie as my 5th Mon. Now, Alcremie, originally, I had it on my team to start with, and I just didn't use it. I didn't use it the first time. And which is kind of stupid, because the Urshifu definitely did not respond well to the Alcremie. The Urshifu did not respond well to the Alcremie. Ninetales, again, struggles with Alcremie, because Alcremie obviously has really high special defense, so unless the Ninetales is running like specific physical attack moves, that's not going to kill me. Nidoqueen, if it's physical, I've got the Kievia Berry here, which reduces poison type moves, along with what the Urshifu. I had to make a decision of, does he run Poison Jab or does he run Iron Head on Urshifu? And I had a look through my team, and Poison Jab hits me much better than Iron Head does. So I made the executive decision that he is going to run Poison Jab on the Urshifu, just for the coverage for the Alcremie. And obviously we've got Nidoqueen there as well, so the Kievia Berry can definitely come in handy with that as well. We've got Dazzling Gleam to hit the Urshifu. It flat out takes it out, regardless if it's like max special defense AV. It's like naturally it's like over 200% damage. Ninetales, as I said, I can probably 1v1 that. I've got recoverability, whereas the Ninetales doesn't. Nidoqueen is a problem, but I have got the Psychic here, so it is going to do a lot of damage to that. If it's AV Nidoqueen, then it could be a problem for me. Noivern, again, Dazzling Gleam can hit that really hard. We've got Lurantis, which I've got Mystical Fire again for, just to hit pretty hard. Turtonator is a bit of a problem, but Dazzling Gleam is neutral, and I do have the ability to recover. I just don't want to see that come in and Shell Smash in my face, because that would definitely be a big problem. Aegislash is a problem with Alcremie. I have got the Mystical Fire to get some damage on it, but it is definitely going to be a potential problem. Because obviously one Iron Head, or one, like if it has Iron Head, is just going to hit me super hard. So Alcremie definitely is not going to be very good in that matchup, but the rest of the team it kind of covers. Cresselia, I haven't run Aromatherapy on this, but you could potentially worry that I'm running aromatherapy, so Toxic could definitely be like a problematic thing to use. Arctazole, it can just flat out kill me, I think. But I've got Mystical Fire there for some coverage on it in case it switches in. And Wigglytuff, again, I can probably 1v1 Wigglytuff. I have got like natural defense, like natural special defense if it's a special set, which I think more commonly you do see Wigglytuff as like a choice spec set or a support set. I don't think you typically see it as physical. You could see potentially a Drain Punch set, but the Drain Punch set personally for me would only really work if I was Dynamaxing to get my attack raised up. But yeah, we have got obviously max HP, max special defense here. This just allows me to live any special hits from things like the Nidoqueen with like Sludge Wave. I can live those hits, not comfortably, but I can live those hits a little bit better there. I did consider going for like max defense with like Acid Armor on here instead of Psychic initially, but I decided against that because the Urshifu just, when it Poison Jabbed me, just did too much damage, even behind a Acid Armor. So I kind of needed the Kibia Berry anyways, and the Kibia Berry did what the Kibia Berry needed to do with in terms of the damage output that it was going to give me, or give the Urshifu. And it means that I live, it means that I get the Dazzling Gleam off, and I just take out the Urshifu. And now, obviously, don't know if he stays in against Alcremie. Obviously, making the prediction of the Kibia Berry is, or like the Berry Berry, is probably going to be pretty ballsy, but you know, I don't know if he does that. Moving on to the final Pokemon, we have got Dragonite. Now, Dragonite is weakness policy, which is really fun. It's really fun. Obviously, if I can get hit by like Cress's Moonblast or something, I definitely live that, and my weakness policy will activate, giving me a +2 in my attack and my special attack, meaning that I'm going to hit really hard. Obviously, if I can get one Dragon Dance up, that allows me to outspeed basically every Pokemon on that team. So Dragon Dance will allow me to outspeed anything that's not Scarfed, essentially. Which would be really nice if I would consider going like Dragon Dance turn 1, but obviously it depends on what the opponent brings in, and just it can be problematic. We've got Earthquake, powerful ground type attack. As I say, ground type really hits this team quite hard. Iron Head to hit things like the Alolan Ninetales, because that probably does want to come in against Dragonite, and also it will hit things like the Lurantis for a decent amount of damage, although I've got Ice Punch for that, and then Ice Punch just for coverage on the Noivern and the Lurantis as well. And even the Nidoqueen as well. Like, I've got Earthquake or Ice Punch options there. So definitely, depending on what the team is, obviously I can click and move for an executive decision. But yeah, that is going to be all for this team builder, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe and comment. Let me know what you think is going to go down in the battle that's going to be released tomorrow. And yeah, that is going to be all for today, so I hope you have a good one, and I will see you soon.